It's hard to believe that Season 2 has already ended. It felt like yesterday when it first started. But whenever something comes to an end, there should be a good way to end it. Anticipating to the Season 2 finale of Friendship is Magic was both exciting but underwhelming to me simultaneously. From what I expected, it was about a wedding that had an alicorn who I barely knew over the past several months. That and Twilight had a brother. At the same time, the ads made it look silly, which didn't help at all either. What I didn't expect was what the quality of this finale was under-advertised as. I'm not kidding. Let me put it this way. When I anticipate to something, I hope for the better. But when something this epic, something exuberant, or something incredibly big comes when you least expect it, it's a real treat and a compliment for both the viewers and producers alike. With little expectations, this finale surprisingly blew me away.
You took the words straight out of my mouth. Not only was this finale spectacular, but it included one of the best narratives out of the series so far. Unlike the Return of Harmony storyline, I feel like A Canterlot Wedding did a much better job as far as pacing goes. It actually felt like I was watching a movie with this finale.
Twilight and her friends are invited to a big wedding being held for Twilight's brother's shining armor, in which they must improvise ordered by Celestia. Upon hearing so, Twilight's upset that she wasn't notified by him in advance, but when arriving at Canterlot, it turns out he's been kept so busy having the entire city shielded for threatening reasons.
It still isn't as bad as airport security.
When discussing more with Shining Armor, Twilight's told that he'll be marrying Princess Cadence, who once happily full-sitted her when she was very young. Though Twilight was excited to meet her at first, Cadence doesn't appear the same way she's remembered. Throughout Part 1, Cadence grudges behind the backs of Twilight's friends as she witnesses it all until discovering the worst. During rehearsal, Twilight gets scolded for calling Cadence evil for all the things she's done.
She even gets talked down to by Princess Celestia herself. The face that Twilight makes after she walks by made my heart drop, especially with that organ playing in the background.
And when you at least expect it, Cadence traps Twilight in a crystal cavern, held as prison as she's later revealed as an imposter. Here we see the scheme of Part 2. The imposter is disguised by a leader of a race called Changelings, who disguise themselves to feed upon love, and they plan to take over Canterlot to gain more power. The show never mentions her name, but she's revealed as Queen Chrysalis. What makes this so unexpected is that I presumed it would be an episode where Twilight and her friends would attend, but stir up a set of clones to help with their duties, but only lead to disaster and goofy chaos like the best night ever, similarly like the Sorcerer's Apprentice from Fantasia. But unlike what I was expecting, it turns out to be an epic story like a Disney movie from the age of Renaissance. Things get dramatic, suspenseful, it still keeps the charm of the show's humor, and not to mention, very, very action-packed.
No kidding. The fight scenes during the second half are very reminiscent of the fight scenes from the Powerpuff Girls, which makes a lot of sense. I feel like they were trying to pay tribute to that series during that scene.
Even from someone like me who's not too fond of the Powerpuff Girls, I think it's still saying a lot when it comes to the brawling sequence and outsmarting each of the Ponies' replicas. Also, party cannon for the win.
By the way, I don't think I was the only one who was excited when we saw Princess Celestia actually stand up to the villain in this episode. Her dialogue and the way she locked horns with Queen Chrysalis was, in my opinion, one of the most epic scenes produced by the show.
Within these new characters added to the finale, it's as good as it can get. It's strange at first because we know little of them, but they each fit their roles as importantly to the story overall, while keeping those from the show in need, whether it was little screen time or not.
To be completely honest, I was really worried about how they were going to introduce Shining Armor, as a lot of people were. Introducing a character that we've never heard of throughout the entire season during the finale, and he's related to one of the main six? I don't know how they pulled it off so smoothly, but it seems like they did. Maybe the song helped.
Getting back to Queen Chrysalis, this is one of the most unexpected twisted beings I have ever seen in cartoons. Unlike Nightmare Moon in Discord, this bitch is nasty. She's partly portrayed as a dictator, but at the same time a bit of a cannibal by emotions. She resembles both Ursula from The Little Mermaid and the Witch from Oz. This is a villain who enjoys being a villain, and with those punctured hooves, dark hair, and evil green eyes, she and her minions look incredibly badass. The real Princess Cadence makes her reveal in the second half, but even with that little screen time she's given, what she provides makes us care for her. Her plans for her wedding, but to only be trapped in a crystal cave, can be explanatory alone. Not to mention, Britt McKillop did a fantastic job on the voice work. This finale features a few songs, and each of them are very well written. Big Best Friend Forever was cute. It shows some backstory on Twilight's brother and her distant connections with him, and I think this was a perfect route to go since we never knew Twilight's brother to begin with. Love is in Bloom, played at the end of the episode, was enjoyable, and even though it doesn't achieve much, it's still an impact by the joyful atmosphere and fun as it's shown.
I feel like I'm in the minority here, but I absolutely loved Love is in Bloom. Out of all the songs, I feel like that one really topped off the finale and really made it feel like the ending of a movie. I really loved the piano intro and the chorus of the song.
Oh, I loved how all the ponies were dancing and seeing photos of them taken. It really makes you feel like you're there. Not to mention we got to see Vinyl Scratch again. But of course, one of the most favored, including myself, is This Day area. Here we see Brent McKillop do an amazing job with her singing voice as she tones from good to evil as we're switched between her character and Chrysalis, making it sound very evil.
This day is going to be perfect, the kind of day of which I dreamed since I was small. Every pony will gather round, see I look lovely in my gown. What they don't know is that I have fooled them all. This day was going to be perfect, the kind of day of which I dreamed since I was small. But instead of having cake with all my friends to celebrate my wedding bells, they may not ring for me at all. I could care less about the dress, I won't partake in any cake. Vows, well I'll be lying when I say that through any kind of weather I'll want us to be together. The truth is I don't care for him at all. No, I do not love the groom. In my heart there is no room, but I still want him to be mine.
Being the first villain song we've received from the show, unless you count the Flim Flam Brothers, This Day aria has already inspired many great remixes within the community, including renditions that sound like boss themes for video games. If this is the way the community reacts to a villain song, then I can't wait to see if we get one in Season 3.
Now, if there's any gripe that I have, Princess Luna was in this episode, but she was played through such a small role that it felt like she was just placed there for the sake of fan service. She wasn't active throughout the second half, and on top of that, when she made her return, she asked if she missed anything. I know that she's supposed to be the princess of the night, and she would probably be asleep throughout the day, but even if that, she would have heard the cries for help.
I bet she was off playing games on Steam.
If she was more active, such as trying to help Celestia or the main six or just something, then it would have been interesting instead of just leaving her out. But on the bright side, the show's at least aware that she's still there. Hopefully we'll get to see her more in the future. In the end, I felt very satisfied. It was a great way to end Season 2 with a bang. It was one hell of a finale. Hopefully Season 3 will be just as good and perhaps include more character interactions as well as the new ones. Just my theory though. I don't expect too much, but since there's still a lot of potential to the quality of the show, who knows? Season 2 overall was excellent, and I thought it was better than Season 1.
I concur. Even though Season 1 brought us an unexpectedly excellent show, Season 2 showed us just how good it can be even with high expectations. The amount of effort put into the writing, the animation, and the songs all show just how dedicated the staff is to making something fun and entertaining. The fact that they even acknowledge us and actually put in bits of fan service is something we should all be very grateful for. This finale was so good, it felt like a love letter from the staff to us viewers. Season 2 may be over, but Season 3 is just over the horizon, and I look forward to continuing being a part of this community and sharing my thoughts on the show. Until next time, I'm Paleo,
And this is GoldenFox.
and thank you for watching.
Take care, brownies.